Real quick, I want to get your take on the Dodgers pitcher that got in trouble. We were talking about that before the show.
Trevor Bauer. I think
Trevor
his name
Bauer,
was.
yes. What's your take on that situation and false allegations in general?
Well, I followed that one a little bit more closely, and it sounds like, given the evidence that he had about the situation, which came to light recently after the settlement, is he was as many...
they did settle?
Yes, there was a settlement. It wasn't for money, apparently, but they did reach some sort of agreement. And part of the terms of the agreement was that he was allowed to go public with the evidence to exonerate his name, which, you know, thank God for that.
Yeah,
and part
seriously.
of that were text messages between the woman in question and some of her friends who were just sort of like treating him as a meal ticket. I think
he's worth $50 million. I remember.
Yeah.
Hey, girl, who are you gonna hunt or something? There was some predatory language in there.
And she's taking videos of herself sleeping next to him in the bed.
And it was the day in question where she was beat.
Yeah. I mean, very concerning. I guess there's more than one way to skin a cat. So if you can't get the money one way, you can find a way to get it another way. I think he was immediately suspended and let go from the LA Dodgers. I mean, that's what we were talking about earlier, is that this is what we might call administrative violence. And when charges are so significant, there is no trial. There's no one even wants to touch it with a 10-foot pole. There's just, we heard this, we can't be associated with this. We have to let you go. And the guy also was sitting on the evidence that could have cleared his name for, I think, over 2 years, but he couldn't release it to the public because it would have been obstruction of justice. I think in these situations, you are definitely guilty until you're proven innocent, and you really only get a chance to tell your side of the story if it goes to trial, which it generally doesn't. So, I mean, I think, I don't know the guy personally, but he seems like he...
And the damage is done. Like, he lost the money. He's labeled, a sexual deviant by society. And then it's interesting because, like, when the guy finally is able to come out with the information, exonerate themselves,
nobody cares.
Nobody cares. The soccer player
Nobody
that was
cares.
vindicated.
I cared. I thought it was really
No.
brave
We
what
do.
he did.
We do.
The masses.
But the general public doesn't care.
Could care less.
Well, how do I say this? When he gets accused, it doesn't get the same press coverage as when they're exonerated.
What
On
I didn't
purpose, by the
love
way.
is that the woman was doing press junkets, like she was on interviews, which I think is basically like giving a news platform to like a school shooter. Like, why would you do that?
And it's because we live in a gynocentric social order, man. I think, we live in this world where it's believe all women, etc. I think the more of these, and honestly, the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp situation, I'm really glad it happened. I thank God that he recorded those conversations, because that was, I would say, like the beginning of being able to shift that this Me Too thing is fucking being weaponized by women. And the problem with the Me Too situation, it's not that it's the false accusers that are the problem. It hurts the women that are actually real victims.
Of course.
And there's plenty of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it makes them less likely to go to the police. It makes them more scared to come forward. And it fucks it up for everybody. And these are just opportunistic women that want to go ahead and, leverage the Me Too situation for their own personal gain, make some money, maybe sometimes just absolve themselves of responsibility because, they cheat on their guy. The guy found out he's trying to break up with them. No, I was raped. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a trump card that, every woman has in their repertoire that they can use to absolutely destroy a man. And the thing that sucks is that when the news comes out that it was a lie, nobody cares by then.
And this is premeditated.
The damage is done.
From the very beginning to get money out of him, which is crazy.
I wonder if a team is going to be brave enough to sign him back. I think he's been playing overseas for the last couple of years.
Yeah. I mean, who knows?
Isn't that crazy that we have to say that I wonder if there's a team that's brave enough to bring him back. He's an innocent man. Isn't that crazy? And here's the other thing, too. We're red pill aware. Most guys are fucking blue pill idiots.
Yeah.
They don't understand anything about, female nature, conniving practices that women run a lot of times to have the advantage. Like, most guys are completely sleepwalking when it comes to intersexual dynamics and have zero clue of female manipulation tactics. And they'll call guys like us misogynists. So it's like, we're like, damn, I hope he gets signed. But like the rest, everyone else probably like, well, you know what? You were accused, so you don't deserve a chance.
Welcome to the real world.
Wild, dude. Wild.